red corner, joining us from Long Beach, California, please welcome Jaivion Cardinal.
Now shout out to Long Beach, Mike.
You know what? I was getting ready to. I knew it was just a matter of time before you had to jump on that Long Beach bandwagon. From the east side of Long Beach, the vivacious one, my broadcast partner, folks, that's Vanessa Martinez. Proud of those Long Beach roots, right?
Absolutely. We have Snoop Dogg, we have Warren G, we have them all up in Long Beach. And yes,
yeah, you got Jaivion Cardinal, and you got the vivacious one, Vanessa Martinez.
And he's actually from Eastside Long Beach, just like me.
Well, we're supposed to remain impartial and objective, but I have to probably think that a guy from your neck of the woods, all the way to the hood to your neck of the woods, you might be rooting for Jaivion right now.
You're right. We have to stay very neutral, but he's my brother.
He's got Aston Slive in his corner over there with his dad Ivan, who's a very good friend of mine. I worked with his dad Ivan with Malcolm McAllister.
All right, fans, here we go with our next bout of the evening. This is the 4-rounder in the super-middleweight division. Your judges at ringside are Max DeLuca, Carla Caiz, and Fernando Villarreal. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge is Gerard Wright. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he's wearing solid black trunks with white trim. He officially weighed in at 165 1/2 pounds. He's looking for his first professional victory with 1 defeat and 1 draw. Joining us from St. Albans, Vermont, please welcome Tyler J. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing black with white. He officially weighed in at 166 pounds even. He is undefeated in the ring with 4 victories, no defeats, 3 big wins coming by way of knockout from the LBC, Long Beach, California. Please welcome Jaivion, the Professor Cardinal. Now to give final instructions is your referee, Gerard White.
Our first chance seeing referee Gerard White, another veteran official. We have a very good officiating crew tonight, and as you can see right off the bat, the professor is standing a little bit taller than his opponent, Mr. Jacques, over there. And let's see if he knows how to use that height and that reach to his advantage. They look ready to go. Both are in the black trunks. But Jaivion has the nice beard, a little bit longer hair, and we're ready to go. These are super middleweights, folks. So for those of you tuning in, hey, what is a super middleweight? That's right about 168 pounds. So these guys probably walk around at about 180, 85 pounds. So they are not small guys. And as you can see, that big, nice, long right hand the Cardinal lands as he backs him into the ropes, and he's trying to establish that range and that effective reach. The one thing that I don't like that Jacques is doing is he's walking in a straight line with his head up, and that's usually a recipe for disaster. As he does land a good hook. I'd like to see both guys bend their knees a little bit. It's going to help them get into a rhythm so they can effectively throw their combinations. But they're young fighters. There's probably a lot of nerves. Jaivion, good long stiff jab. Another good long stiff jab. And Jacques is going to have to do something to stop that jab, because once you start landing that jab, other punches start becoming way more effective, like that right hand. And I think Cardinal's starting to find something with that jab, and he's realizing it's like a can opener. It's going to start opening up other things, especially when you have a fighter like Jacques who's walking in a straight line. He's not bending his knees, and he's really there to be hit with both hands if Cardinal's so inclined. What do you see, Vanessa? What's the biggest thing that you think is effective right now for Jaivion?
I believe that reach advantage. He has a longer reach, which is giving him a big advantage, as a matter of fact.
And that's a great point, because sometimes bigger, taller fighters don't always use that advantage. You got a guy like Sebastian Fondura, who's 6'6", fighting 154 pounds, and even though he uses that good reach, he's a very adept inside fighter, and he's going to be fighting on a pay-per-view, I think, upcoming pretty soon, and he's going to be making a lot of noise in that junior middleweight division. So I think it's been a good round so far for Jaivion Cardinal, and that's what he's supposed to do. You're supposed to back guys up with your jab, throw a good double jab, and now he's starting to incorporate a little bit of a hook, and I think Jacques is going to really they're going to have to tell him in the corner that he needs to put his hands up and he needs to get a little bit of head movement, or I think it's going to be a recipe for a disaster with possibly a right hand over the top. So far, Gerard White hasn't had to do much as they haven't clinched. They've been punching out of the clinch, and that was a good right hand. That right hand stunned him, but you know what? He comes back with a good left hook that really gave Jaivion a moment of pause. Jaivion looked like he was going to go in for the kill, and Jacques landed a good left hang at the right time that he needed to get Cardinal off of him. I don't like when fighters cover up like that. If we close the round and the referee separates them, and how fitting that we got a little bit of West Coast rap in between the rounds. His head trainer decked out in that flashy red sweatsuit, Ivan Slive, a good buddy of mine, as the Snoop Dogg fills the air with a little bit of the LBC, and I know you're kind of moving to that a little bit.
I told you, Mike, Long Beach is in the house. And
you know who else is in the house, right? Linda Juarez, ring girl, number 2. She's in the house. You know, my dad actually, in his 70s, actually YouTubes and listens to Snoop Dogg.
Oh, really?
So he likes that. I think it's just because he always has those good old school beats, and I grew up listening to like good old R&B, like the OJs, the Dramatics, Earth, Wind & Fire, you know, Teddy Pendergrass, and I get that, you know, from my folks because that's what we grew up listening to. Jacques' cornerman having a little trouble getting out of those ropes as we start round 2. Both guys are warmed up. It's really, which I thought might have been a cool night tonight with the lights and everything. It's really a nice night out here tonight, and I don't really see too many people with heavy jackets.
I mean, it's chilly, but it's not East Coast chilly.
I brought a jacket that I left in my car, and I thought maybe I was going to use it, but you know, I got my Valentine's jacket on, and I wanted everybody to see that I'm ready for Valentine's Day.
You are ready for Valentine's Day.
And Cardinal lands that good right hand. I think when you land a good jab, if you can touch a guy with your left hand, then you can touch him with your other punches, and he does a really good job. The one thing that if I had to be critical of him, and I'm not trying to be, is sometimes he does back up in a straight line as well. But because Jacques is coming at him in a straight line, he just caught a 1-2 down the pipe. As Gerard White, the referee, properly breaks them up, and I think we're going to start seeing some little bit of heavier blows from Jaivion this round as he lands a good left hook, and he knocks him back into the neutral corner. As referee Gerard White picks up the count at 4, and he's going to take a good hard look at Tyler Jacques. But the one thing as a young fighter, you don't want to ruin these guys for other things that they're going to do in their life. He landed a good punch, and he's going to let it continue. And let's see if Cardinal can close the show. And I don't like what Jacques is doing. He's pulling straight back now, which means if he gets hit with a good shot, his body's not going to be able to absorb that. And I think referee Gerard White is actually taking a hard look at him right now, and he's going to call the end of that, and properly so. Sometimes you have to protect these fighters from themselves. As Jaivion Cardinal exudes the crowd, and he's very happy. He made a very solid U.S. debut as they put Mr. Jacques on the stool, and the doctor's going to make sure that he's okay, and that's the most important thing.
Of course, I mean, they're here, to put on a show for the crowd, but they also have to go home to their families.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're here fighting for people's entertainment as Tyler Jacques is still a little bit unsteady on his feet, but I know that Team Cardinal is very, very happy, and I know the city of Long Beach has got to be really happy right now.
Absolutely, we are very happy.
And you said we, so maybe that's the last Long Beach guy tonight, because next thing you know, you're going to be over there working the corner with them. I'm going to give you my end swell, and I'm going to give you my cutman stuff, and that was 146. 146 of the second round. Hall of Famer Mike North helping me out here because I got a little stuck as both fighters greet each other, and Jacques is okay and they embrace. You know, we've moved through these first 3 fights pretty quickly. One went the distance, and we have a second round knockout and a first round knockout.
Pretty entertaining night, Mike.
You know, after a holiday break, it takes us a little bit of time to get back in the swing of things as well because, like I said, the holiday eating was really, really good, and I had to get back on that treadmill.
Absolutely. The holidays did do a lot.
I see sometimes, you know, on your Instagram, where you're really putting that work in the gym. You know, you're not in there just fluffing around. You're actually lifting some free weights. You're actually getting in there and doing your thing.
I mean, we have to look good on camera. We have to look good behind these photos. So we got to look good, Mike.
I leave that up to you. I just want to hope that everybody embraces my Valentine's jacket. As Team Cardinal up there is taking some pictures. We want to thank all our wonderful sponsors tonight. They're the ones that put everything together to help fund these fights, these local club fights. And we got some really good undefeated fighters tonight. And I think everybody's real excited to be here.
Absolutely.
All right, fans, 1 minute and 46 seconds in round number 2. Your referee, Gerard White, calls a halt to the bout for your winner by KO victory from the LBC, Long Beach, California, Jaivion, the Professor Cardinal.
Big win, making his U.S. debut, and one of our sponsors, War Tape.